Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, aka Steve, and I've moved. You might be seeing this video on Sunday. You might be seeing it on Monday. You might be seeing it on Tuesday. I don't know. But let's talk about the WBE, what that is, and what my draft team looks like. And I think you know what the WBE is, the World Battle Entertainment League, run by Dan, aka A-Drive, and he invited me to his Let's Go variation of the league. So we're going to be doing a draft format in Pokemon Let's Go, and there's a lot of great people in this. There's there's Hook'em Scrafty, there's Galactic Elliot, there's Jodor, there's Deathly I Am. The whole list of coaches is in the I think even Hayden's in this thing. Oh man, I haven't battled against Hayden in fucking forever. So if you guys want to check out all of the coaches, all that stuff, though, it's in the links in the description. Everyone's there. Check out all their channels. I don't know how my layout's going to be for this video yet, but let's just start talking about the team that I drafted, why I drafted them, and yeah. But first, let's talk a little bit about Let's Go as a meta. It's stupid and it sucks and I hate it. There's no items, there's no abilities. If you know anything about me, you know that I like more complex things. I like when there's more variables involved. I like thinking about solutions to those things. So Let's Go just has it has Stealth Rocks and no hazard removal. It has no items and no abilities. The meta's super watered down, so I can't really think too much about how I want to play this meta. I just kind of want to get a team that I think will be fun to use, hope for the best, and not take this thing very seriously at all. I'm going to try and win, mind you. I will try and win every single game, but you know, you can't place too much emphasis on a meta that's going to be around for what, 9 months maybe. Because once Gen 8 comes out, we'll have items again and abilities and all that great stuff. So let's talk about my team when I drafted, and we'll go over each thing in a little bit. There's not a lot you can say about them, but let's go first. So the first pick I had was Alolan Dugtrio. It's fast. He gets, I believe, actually, you know what? I believe he gets taunt, and I want to say he does get taunt. And I don't want to be that guy saying he does. I'm actually going to check while the video is still running, because I want you guys to be a part of my my decision-making process here. Let's Go Pikachu. There is Sucker Punch. It gets Fissure, which is nice. Does it get Taunt? I don't believe it gets Taunt. I don't believe it gets Taunt. Alright, it does not get Taunt, but it is a Steel type, and I think having a Steel type is a very big benefit here. But he is a fast Stealth Rocker as well. So he's a Steel type. I want to get a Steel type to prevent against being toxic. I think because everything gets toxic in this game, I wanted to make sure I have that, that immunity. And he's a fast Stealth Rocker, so because there's no hazard removal, if I can outspeed their Taunter even, I can get Stealth Rocks up quickly and hopefully deal damage going forward. So next pick, hang on, I want to go ahead and get some time in between, so I can, when editing this, it's a lot easier for me to go. So that was the first pick. That was Alolan Dugtrio. Let's get to pick number 2. So my next pick was Weezing, and I am not going to lie to you and tell you that I forgot that Weezing didn't have Levitate when I picked him, but I forgot Weezing didn't have Levitate when I picked him. I was like, oh man, great, he's going to be immune to ground because Alolan Dugtrio is weak to ground. This is going to be great, and then I picked him, and then I'm even in the chat, and then Envy said something like, doesn't get Levitate, and I was like, oh, I know, and on the inside I'm like, fuck me, I'm an idiot. But Weezing does have some value. He's a beefy physical defender, so things that don't have stab ground, physically, offensively, like Mega Beedrill, I think I can stop pretty well. Like Mega Kangaskhan, I can probably stop pretty well. He's just a beefy physical defender, and I want to actually check out his moveset as well, because he had one with, I'm doing it all right now, because I want you guys to be a part of this. I don't want to pretend this video is some super polished thing, because it's really not. It's, especially in this sort of format, it's not really a format, It's kind of just whatever. It's just kind of battling. It's not really a format. He gets Haze. He gets Toxic. His move pool is expansive as well. He gets Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, all that great stuff. So we've got a lot of different options for coverage. So I'm hoping that with we can utilize that a little bit at least going forward, and hopefully provide a little bit of offensive pressure back to things that he's come in to tank. Pick 3 is Scyther. Pretty simple. It's Pokemon Let's Go. My favorite Pokemon, Scyther, and it also immune to ground, unlike Weezing. So Scyther is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot about it. My favorite Pokemon, physically offensive, fast, and immune to ground. So, but that means now I'm going to have to pick up a little bit towards the bottom, maybe some more specially offensive mons. But Scyther fills a role for me. That's great. He fills it right in my heart. He fills this gap in my heart above all. And secondary, he also fills that ground immunity. He is quite weak to rocks. We got to try to get something that can prevent rocks. But until that time comes, Scyther's gonna do Scyther things and probably get 2 kills and then take 50% from Stealth Rocks and then die to like a fucking Starmie. That's what it does. Pick 4 is Blastoise. I wanted a water type, I wanted a special attacker. That's it. That's what Blastoise fills. He's bulky as well. I still want to get some bulk because I have Alolan Dugtrio kind of frail, Weezing bulky, Scyther kind of frail, and then Blastoise is bulky. So I wanted a Pokemon and I wanted a water type, and Blastoise kind of fit both of those roles completely. There really isn't much more to say about Blastoise because now we're starting to get into the lower picks. But the video isn't going to be all that long. There's really not a lot I can say about these mons. I realize in my head I'm like consciously trying to stretch out more time for each mon to make it seem like it's more than it was, but that's all Blastoise was. I wanted to get Starmie, but Starmie was taken before I could get a second pick, so I had to kind of go with what I had, and I think Mega Slowbro was taken as well, and I didn't want just regular Slowbro, so I wanted a Blastoise I liked. I didn't want to have that the extra Psychic type attached to it, so I wanted pure water. So that's what I did with Blastoise. Next up is Primeape. Now Primeape actually fills a lot of different holes that I didn't previously think of. He's not the fastest mon in the world. I think he's got base 95 speed, but in this meta, he's up there. He's got Thrash. I don't know why. He's a speedy taunter. He's got Thrash. He's got U-turn, which you don't see a lot in this format, so he's a fast U-turner. Even if he's a slow U-turner, I can U-turn, take a hit, U-turn to something, then, if I get some more speed on my team, I can definitely, definitely get some initiative there. Also got an expansive move pool with Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. Gets Thrash as well, Outrage, a lot of great stuff, Silent Toss as well, Taunt. So, fills a lot of holes there, a lot of different roles. Like I said, U-turner, as a taunt. He even has counter if I'm going up against a beefy physical attacker. I can maybe make a more bulky Primeape and then hit with a counter and then really kind of surprise an opponent with something like that. So I'm actually a big fan of Primeape in this league, and I think because of its versatility, I think it's going to get a lot of use, and I'm excited to see what it can do. The Alolan Persian is fun because it also checks a lot of the boxes I was looking for in this draft. It's fast. I think fast mons are very important. It's a dark type, so I can be immune to those super powerful psychic types that are running around. And it gets Hypnosis, which is fun. Hypnosis is great because there is Sleep Clause. It is only 60% accurate, but also I get Fake Out, which is Priority Flinch. So I like Alolan Persian a lot in this format, in this game. It doesn't do a lot, right? But it also gets U-turn. It's a fast U-turner as well. But it's a fast U-turner. It's a fast taunter. It is a wide move pool. And it's a dark type, and it gets Hypnosis. So those things I think are great. And it's got, it's got a Thunderbolt and moves like that. But it's also got Play Rough for those dragon types. But Alolan Persian I think was actually a very good pick here. I think it was getting very good value. I didn't think a lot of people were looking at Alolan Persian, or maybe if they were, they maybe thinking it would last a little longer. But I wanted to snag up Alolan Persian here because I would not have that 2, 4, because it was on the back half of the wheel, so I knew it wasn't going to get a pick for another like 20 picks. So I had to make sure, get that dark type in, lock it down, baby, and we did. Next up is Lickitung. What does he do well? Expansive move pool. Also, he's got Brick Break, so if I have an opponent that can run screens or an Aurora Veil, looking at you, Tyler. Looking at you. Then I can just get rid of those screens. He's got Toxic like everything else in the metagame. Has Thrash as well, which you're not going to do a lot with Thrash, but the biggest thing was the Ghost immunity, and also there's one other move that I like, and Dragon Tail as well. So I can also kind of switch Pokemon in and out with a bulky mon, so if I got hazards up and I'm ready to get rid of hazards, I can send in Lickitung, sponge hits, and then start swapping mons around with Dragon Tail, and I think there's going to be a value to that at least 1 week this season where otherwise it might not be useful. But I think that having Dragon Tail and a mon that bulky, I really think it's going to be helpful. So I look forward to seeing what Lickitung can do, and I look forward to actually not lamenting its existence in this draft and on this team. So next up is Alolan Marowak, the least ghost type of all the ghost types. What I'm not a fan of is that he's weak to ground, he's weak to water, he's weak to ghost. What I am a fan of is that he is a ghost type. Ghost type. Just wanted to be immune to those big Thrashers that are coming out, because Thrash is like a legitimate move in this game, and so is Tri-Attack. So I want to make sure I have a mon that can at least switch in on those things, and not, or if a Pokemon decides to lock itself into Thrash while I still have it, I can come in and be immune to that. The problem is, Alolan Marowak is a physical attacker that gets no physical ghost moves. I have Swords Dance, so I can run, Swords Dance with some ground type stuff, like or even Flare Blitz. But I have no dark type, or I have no ghost type physical moves. I have Shadow Ball, which is a special move, and that sucks. So we're not going to be seeing a lot of use out of that. I don't think I have any offensive, really, ghost types at all. But I don't know if I'm going to need them, to be honest with you. But Alolan Marowak, like I said, it's a ghost type, and it gets Stealth Rock. So that's cool, right? Next up, Poliwhirl. Why not Golduck, you ask? Simple. Poliwhirl gets Hypnosis, Golduck doesn't. And finally, I have Mega Pidgeot. There were literally 2 Megas left when I drafted Mega Pidgeot or Mega Charizard. And I thought for a while, and I thought for a while, and I thought for a while, and then someone said, Mega Charizard will be great. And I said, I'm absolutely 100% not drafting Mega Charizard. Why? And here's why. Mega Pidgeot gets U-Turn. I want U-Turners, I guess. And, you know, honestly, so I was looking at, you know, the Mons and what Mega Pidgeot gets and the move pool that it has, and my small talk while I load up Cerebi is really paying off because it just loaded. Look at that fucking boom, dude. It's great. So I was looking at it and what its meta is, and it gets Heat Wave, which is nice. It gets, I think it gets Roost, so I can, you know, heal up if things are getting, getting dicey. But mostly it's got U-Turn and Roost and Heat Wave, and that's what it is, really. I mean, Mega Charizard was kind of locked into being a Fire type, and it was also quad weak to rocks. I don't want 2 Mons quad weak to rocks. Obviously, I don't get Hurricane, it doesn't exist, but I get Reflect, which is nice. I get U-Turn, Heat Wave, Mirror Move could be fun, right? I don't know. I don't plan on really using the Mega ever. I just didn't want Mega Charizard. I don't want two Mons weak to Stealth Rock, or 2 Mons quad weak to Stealth Rock. I think that would have been bad omen. It would have just made people want to get rocked even more, and without recovery, I think that would have been a negative. So Mega Pidgeot, you're on the team, but are you? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my draft analysis. Like I said, it's tough to analyze this kind of draft because there's really not a lot that goes into Pokemon Let's Go, especially in this sort of environment where we all know, like, fun's fucking mandatory. You better have fucking fun, you dumb piece of shit. If not, I'll know, and it won't be good. It won't be good at all. You better fucking have fun. Don't you dare not have fun. I swear to fucking God, if you don't have some fucking fun, it's gonna be fun. Hope you guys are looking forward to the season as much as I am. As you can tell, I can't wait. Have some fun. Is he gonna cut? Can you cut? Cut! Can you cut it? Thank you. Jesus